two marriages that Hollywood believed were, well, untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
Two celebrity power couples. One built on this image of country music devotion, the other on, decades of Wolverine loyalty.
And then suddenly they fractured.
And it leaves behind this profound question. What happens when the men celebrated for their fidelity turn out to be anything but?
Right.
We're talking about the implosion of the long-term unions of Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban and Deborra-Lee Furness and Hugh Jackman.
But this isn't just about two separate high-profile divorces.
Yeah, not at all. This is the story of the painful truth behind the headlines. We're talking about a leaked report confirming that these two legendary Australian actresses have found solace and resilience and maybe even a bit of necessary vengeance together.
Welcome to Starscope Report.
Welcome in. We're here to give you the shortcut to being truly well-informed about the biggest stories dominating pop culture.
We don't just read the headlines. No, we dive deep into the Hollywood drama, the music industry shakeups, and the viral scandals that, really, they define our culture.
I'm your guide, and joining me is the expert who helps us connect all these surprising dots.
And today, we are undertaking a deep dive into one massive central headline that binds these crises together. Nicole Kidman and Deborra-Lee leaked bond over shared betrayals.
Our mission is to analyze the source material, detailing the just agony of these splits, and maybe more importantly, to explore the powerful, surprising formation of what sources are calling the Sisterhood of heartbreak.
It's an incredible insight, really, into how high-profile figures truly cope when their carefully constructed lives just fall apart.
Okay, let's unpack this immediately, because the core insight here is that Nicole Kidman and Deborra-Lee Furness are reportedly inseparable.
And this isn't just two friends catching up for coffee.
No. The intensity of their bond is allegedly driven by the fact that they are both processing this mutual betrayal from long-term husbands who, let's be honest, had squeaky clean, loyal public images.
And what's absolutely essential here is the history. This isn't some friendship of convenience. It's an old loyalty resurfacing with a new, intense purpose. We're talking about the gumleaf mafia roots in L.A., dating back to the 1980s.
Yeah. When Kidman first hit the U.S., she was reportedly couch surfing at the house Deborra-Lee was sharing with other Aussies, like Naomi Watts.
They're in the trenches together. They navigated the chaos of young Hollywood, and that bond just deepened over the years.
Totally. They double-dated extensively when Nicole was with Tom Cruise and Furness and Jackman were. They were a foundational part of Nicole's support system after the 2001 Cruise divorce.
She even publicly credited them with helping her heal.
So think about that profound shift. For 20 years, Hugh and Deborra-Lee were a unit that supported Nicole.
And now the tables have turned so dramatically. Both women were blindsided by long-term partners, and now Nicole's allegiance is, it's clearly and intensely with Deborra-Lee.
The one who is currently hurting the most publicly.
Exactly. And sources suggest Deborra-Lee is determined to protect her friend.
Having been through the mill with Hugh's shocking public pivot, Furness is reportedly focused on trying to save a friend from the same fate.
Meaning, save Nicole from being quietly marginalized or, dealing with the pain alone.
And the quotes from their shared moments they're incredibly moving. Kidman has been leaning on Furness.
And the primary advice Furness is giving is simply, you'll survive this. You're stronger than you think.
It's the ultimate validation of survival from someone who has already walked that path.
And if you want a moment of true Hollywood pathos, one source even suggested Furness, apparently joking, offered to be roomies again if Nicole needs company.
Referencing those old couch surfing days, the thought of these two international icons, both navigating multi-million-dollar divorces, just hanging out on a couch, eating takeout.
It's surprisingly grounding.
It really is. It connects them back to the human element. They aren't just untouchable movie stars. They're two women dealing with the crushing loss of decades-long commitments.
For sure. And while we've certainly heard the pain and, frankly, anger radiating from the Deborra-Lee camp, it's crucial to understand the devastation Nicole is feeling over Keith Urban's actions.
Actions that are strikingly similar in nature to what Hugh Jackman allegedly did.
This shared context is what cements the sisterhood. We know Hugh Jackman's alleged new relationship sent Deborra-Lee over the edge.
But wait until you hear the specific rumors surrounding Keith Urban's rumored new relationship and the age gap involved. That's what truly sent Nicole Kidman into pieces.
If you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
So let's pivot now to the heartache unfolding in Nashville.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman is, by all accounts, maintaining a strong, stoic, public facade. but sources close to her paint a picture of intense grief.
She is reportedly in pieces over how quickly Keith Urban appeared to move on.
To set the scene, the divorce filing happened on September 30, 2025. This is after 19 years of marriage, with the official paperwork citing irreconcilable differences.
19 years is practically a lifetime in Hollywood.
It really is. Kidman, who is 58, reportedly viewed Urban as the love of her life, and navigating life without him has been a severe adjustment.
And a source was quoted saying that despite her composure, deep down there's so much pain, and she has cried so many tears.
That detail really resonates because we often forget that celebrity separations, especially after almost 2 decades, they involve the same crushing emotional weight as any long marriage.
And this is where the narrative moves from sadness to betrayal, mirroring Deborra-Lee's story. Keith Urban has always cultivated the image of the dedicated family man, the redeemed country star who credits his wife with saving him from addiction.
Right. But that image is being severely challenged by the rumors buzzing out of Nashville.
The rumor mill has linked Urban, who is 58 romantically, to his young bandmate and guitarist, Maggie Bow,
who is significantly younger at 25.
Yeah. Now, the rumors are unsubstantiated by public appearances, and Bao reportedly has a boyfriend, but the whispers are apparently loud enough to have reached Nicole directly.
And that's the key. The perception of disrespect. For Nicole, the suspicion that Urban was getting close to someone else.
Especially someone professionally tied to him and decades younger.
It just made the truth impossible to ignore. It wasn't just the split. It was the swift, messy transition that confirmed the fears she might have had.
The betrayal here isn't just the end of the marriage.
No.
It's the immediate shattering of the loyal partner narrative he so carefully constructed for 2 decades, just like Hugh Jackman's image.
Urban's brand was inextricably linked to his wife. So to see that loyalty crumble so quickly and with such a significant age difference involved in the rumor, it must feel like a profound public slap.
Absolutely. However, it's worth noting the one area where the process appears to remain stable, which is crucial for the children involved.
Yeah, that's important.
Despite all the emotional chaos and the Nashville gossip, both parents are reportedly focused on an amicable co-parenting approach for their daughters, Sunday Rose, who's 17, and Faith Margaret, 14.
That's the silver lining in a very difficult situation. Reports emphasize that there's no drama regarding the children.
And the co-parenting plan includes a mandate for both parents to encourage the girls to maintain comfortable relationships with both sides.
And Nicole is expected to remain the primary residential parent, but that cooperation on the family front is a sign of maturity despite the personal pain.
It does raise an important question, though.
What's that?
Does the ability to co-parent amicably somehow lessen the emotional weight of the betrayal? Or is it just another sign that the women are, simply the ones doing the heavy emotional lifting?
That's a deep question, especially when we look at the woman providing the primary support, Deborra-Lee Furness, who is not just processing her own pain.
No, she appears to be channeling it into a powerful, financially fueled resurgence.
Deborra-Lee's narrative is a little different because her separation from Hugh Jackman after 27 years was so drawn out.
Right. It was first announced way back in 2023 with a joint statement speaking of individual growth.
Which sources now confirm was essentially a PR sham to mask Furness's immediate pain and shock.
It was a controlled narrative, but the control finally slipped. Furness, who is 69, didn't actually file for divorce until May 2025.
And just 4 days after that legal filing, she issued her own pointed statement, declaring she was traversing the traumatic journey of betrayal and calling the split a profound wound.
That gap, that 1.5 years between the announcement and the filing, was critical.
It really was.
It allowed the public narrative to settle around this idea of an amicable split, only for Deborra-Lee to just shatter that facade once she had the legal security.
And the timing of her statement was directly linked to Hugh Jackman, who's 56, making his relationship with 2-time Tony winner Sutton Foster, 50, public in January 2025.
And the timeline connecting Jackman and Foster is the sticking point.
Right.
Sources claim they fell for each other while co-starring in The Music Man on Broadway back in 2022.
Before the separation was publicly announced.
Exactly. This suggests a long emotional overlap, making Furness's sense of betrayal even more intense.
It definitely provides context for her rage.
And what's also fascinating is the reaction from Jackman's camp. He is reportedly in knots over her scathing statement, feeling betrayed himself.
A claim Deborra-Lee's inner circle finds, and I quote, pretty rich, given the circumstances.
And we have to address the long-standing ugly whispers that followed Jackman for years. The rumors about his sexuality. Furness endured those rumors throughout their 27-year marriage, and sources say it was humiliating for her. So to have suffered through that only for the marriage to allegedly end due to infidelity with a co-star.
It just compounds the trauma exponentially.
It also revisits the sacrifice of her own career. When they met on the set of Corelli in 1995, Furness was the established, bigger star.
That's right. She reportedly sacrificed her own career ambitions to support the meteoric rise of Wolverine.
And she reportedly feels she was cast aside and painted as this fringe figure in his success story.
And now it's payback time. Or maybe reclaim time.
I like that. She is channeling that fire into what sources are calling a powerful professional reclamation.
She is reigniting her career after almost 3 decades, focused on her family and Hugh's success.
She's reportedly meeting with agents and producers in LA, reading scripts, and she's ready to produce her own films if necessary.
And what allows this comeback to be so immediately powerful and, as sources say, vengeance-driven
is the reported $150 million divorce settlement she's receiving.
$150 million. That provides the ultimate financial independence and creative leverage.
She doesn't need to ask for permission. She has the capital and the fire to remind Hollywood exactly who she is.
Which is a critical component of her narrative. She has the financial security to demand control over her career and her story. Which brings us to our final synthesis.
Bringing these two massive stories back together.
The reason this Sisterhood of Heartbreak is so compelling is the shared experience of the shattering of the good guy archetype.
Both Deborra-Lee and Nicole dedicated their lives to men whose entire public image was based on loyalty, dedication, and being the ultimate wife guys.
And both marriages, 27 years and 19 years, were viewed as foundational. They were proof that long-term devotion was possible in Hollywood.
And the fact that both unions seem to have ended amid allegations of emotional distance, potential betrayal, and partners quickly pivoting to relationships that are either younger or professionally intertwined.
It provides this incredibly painful common ground.
And that shared experience is what cemented their bond. But for Deborra-Lee, the narrative is far from over.
No, she's reportedly keeping a meticulous divorce diary and seriously considering a tell-all book.
This is reportedly Hugh Jackman's worst nightmare. He's famously private and reportedly desperate to shield their children from more public scrutiny.
But for Furness, this diary isn't just about vengeance. It's about control. It's about providing closure, speaking her truth, and finally controlling her own narrative after decades of being defined as simply Hugh Jackman's wife.
She gets to decide what the legacy of that 27-year marriage truly is.
And she has the financial and emotional backing from her strongest, longest-standing friend to pursue that closure.
It raises a provocative question for you, the listener, as you observe these carefully constructed celebrity lives unfold.
With Deborra-Lee Furness ready to write her tell-all and Nicole Kidman navigating her pain with a fierce friend by her side, what is the value of a carefully curated wife guy or loyal husband image in Hollywood when the real story of betrayal eventually surfaces?
And when the image finally crumbles, who, the betrayer or the betrayed, ultimately holds the power to reshape the narrative?
That's a story that continues to write itself, and we'll be here to analyze every chapter.
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.